Welcome back, dear viewers, to season's broadcast of SRAs. Another season so far. We're gonna, open the books to another fresh page and start a new story. That story begins, of course, with the first race of the calendar, Indianapolis.
Looks like he lines up a move. Oh, this is good tight racing right here.
Inside or outside, what's gonna happen?
As turn 7 into the grass, heavy booping the snoot on the barrier.
Oh, side by side into the chicane. Oh my god. Oh my god.
And we're off and away for SRA.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, SRA Nation. Welcome back to Season 18, Division 2, and we are already round 3 of Season 18. Ladies and gentlemen, we're racing at Laguna Seca this week, and it's going to be a hot race. This is the final race before any more division changes get swapped around. That's definitely going to be something we have to talk about, given the previous race results. But I'm Anton Richards, once again joined by Donovan Colton. Welcome back, Donovan. And the man, the myth, the legend, Jack Krause. Boys, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Good to be back. Hopefully nobody got too used to Adam's voice from last week. But,
yeah, we missed your
good to be back.
clips. Well, I know Jack was trying to fill in a little bit with the odd pearl here and there, right? So.
Yes, I was trying to do you justice as best I could, but there's no true substitute to our glorious Donovan. But I'm happy to be back. Always excited. This race should be a banger, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, so speaking of this race, of course, I already mentioned we are racing at Laguna Seca. It is round 3 of our calendar. This is going to be a pretty standard vanilla race. We have, of course, sunny conditions. We are racing in California, after all. But it's not just any California. It is a very dry and hot California. So expect some scorching tires. No wildfires, as this is a video game. So nothing super realistic in that regard, which is, I suppose, for the better. But Laguna Seca is definitely no stranger to some intense racing. It's for sure one of the more narrow tracks of the calendar. Probably going to be super hard to overtake around here, just like you have Nürburgring later on and Hungaroring, all the same. But Laguna Seca, as we mentioned, it's super difficult to overtake here, and it's a short track, so a lot of laps are going to be raced around here tonight across the hour. Approximately 44 if my memory serves me well. But yeah, these sectors are pretty notorious for just making this race more a race of attrition than anything. I don't think we're going to be seeing many on-track overtakes as we may have seen last week at Spa, even though, as we remember, the race result from last week was Mason Moffitt 1 and Coach Jeffries P2. So pretty much standard for what the season has shown thus far. But yeah, I mean, Laguna Seca is definitely going to be one of those tracks that shows who's practiced however much, right? So going into turn 1, not really a turn, we're just going to ignore that on the track map. Turn 2 and 3, 4 do make up sector 1. I believe sector 2 starts actually right in the middle between 3 and 4, if I'm not mistaken. But heading into turn 5, very difficult corner to get right, to be fast in. You want to be off the ABS as soon as possible. Of course, we use the ABS to get the car slowed down. It is there to help us after all in these GT3s, but you want to get the necessary rotation through turn 5. Heading to turn 6, possibly a scene where a lot of accidents may happen, right, guys? And we have that massive sausage curve in the middle. I don't know if in your practice at this very track before, have you guys, how many times have you clipped that curve? That's definitely a good question.
Yes.
T5 or T6? Sorry.
Turn 6, the infamous.
Turn 6? Yes, way too many. Way too many.
Way too many times.
Yeah, it's definitely a trouble spot. But another one that's very infamous that makes Laguna Seca the way it is, of course, is turn 8, the corkscrew. Infamously very, very high elevation from the top to the bottom. And then heading to turn 9, 10, and 11 rounds out the lap. And it's definitely not an easy lap. We'll see how the drivers stack up in qualifying. But in the meantime, let's head on over to the driver standings.
Yeah, so we had 2 Mason Moffitt victories so far. We do get a drop race, so it's only showing 111 points for him. But he's had 2 wins, and Michael Jeffries behind him. But Michael Jeffries, I think a big talking point is I don't think he's racing today because he broke his pedals, unfortunately. So, which, yeah, that's kind of devastating because he's, had a really good season so far. Trey Morgan with a really strong race last week, sitting in third right now because, again, of the drop race, tied with Philippinas Mueller and Thomas Olhausen. They will come into play in a second. Tyler Egley, he also had a really strong race, and he's had a strong season so far. I mean, he's had 2 silver wins, if I am not mistaken.
Yeah, that's correct.
And, yeah, and so yeah, he's having a strong race. Maybe in danger for being moved up to gold. We will see. But yeah, then Wilder Vargas, he's been looking pretty quick in practice, so we'll see what he could do today. Nico Suave, running out the top 8, and so it's kind of hard to see how things are shaping up on the second race with our drop race, but with the team standings, that's definitely one to look out for because Philippinas Mueller and Thomas Olhausen leading the charge so far, and they are also looking strong here. And also to note, they are in the Nissan, which is very good here. So definitely going to be ones to look out for, especially with Coach Michael Jeffries not being here. So that's going to be one more potential driver who's usually in the top 3 not going to be here for them. So yeah, we'll see how it shakes out after today.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably just going to be, another one of the races. It's definitely early on in the season still. A couple of drivers still in the pits. We're still in the practice session at the moment, so a couple of drivers are just doing a reconnaissance lap, getting into the pits. A couple notes, of course. We, saw Tyler Egley take the back-to-back silver win, possibly. You mentioned being, quote, in danger. He's not exactly in danger. I feel like he's quite strong even as a gold driver, right? I mean, he's still, the top 7 in the driver standings. So I don't know. I feel like he's still got definitely a chance. I don't know. How has he looked in practice? I know, Jack, you were keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, so just earlier in practice as we were getting ready, I was watching him, and he set a very quick time of a 22.4, which is currently top 5 in the D2 standings. So very clean around here, and I mean, I like how you point out where it's not necessarily a problem for him because he's doing exactly what he's doing right now, whether he's a silver or a gold, right? So at the end of the day, he could almost just think about it as the gold standings, and if he stays silver, then he's sure as hell going to do perfectly fine in the silver standings if he's comparing himself to all the top gold guys.
Absolutely. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're all here to win, right? Whether we're silver, whether we're gold, there's always points up for grabs. The way that we do our point scoring here isn't based on in-class positions, overall positions. So if you're a silver driver, if you're winning races, I mean, you're as happy as you can be, even as a gold driver would be. So, I mean, like, really, there's no difference. It's just a different badge color, white versus gray. So positions are up for grabs. As you see, Pottsweaver going through turn 6 there in the beautiful Ford Mustang. Free practice drawing to an end here. I see Josh telling me to take my medicine. Not going to get into that. But if you know, you know. I suppose Bailey knows pretty well.
It's a Wednesday. You don't need medicine.
Yeah, we got Fridays in a couple days, right? So, I do want to point out. So one driver that I'm quite keen on watching here is Pat Cockcroft. Obviously SRA staple. He's been a mainstay in D2 and D3 for a very, very long time. Obviously knows the drivers he's racing against, but he also knows the car that he's driving, the Porsche 992. Unfortunately for him and a lot of other drivers, they have to deal with the very, very hot temps this week as, the rears on this car can get a little bit toasty, but they have a very, very strange operating window. The first 20 minutes or first 10 minutes, the tires are fine, and then it gets to a point where it is horrible, and then they come alive again at the end randomly. More to that point, how is strategy going to play into this? I know we're in qualifying, and we have 20 minutes until the qualifying session ends, but I feel like with a track like this where it's super hard to overtake if you don't make a single mistake, how does strategy play into this?
Well, certainly. Sorry, Donovan. Did you?
No, you go ahead.
No, so with the high temperatures, tire deg is going to be pretty massive. I think we saw that in D1. We also saw that in the practice race on Monday. So naturally, when deg is high, there's usually quite a high undercut potential. And that is true around Laguna, especially because it's quite difficult to pass. Now, where it gets really interesting is the fact that Laguna is such a short track that if you pit, especially if you're in the mid or the back of the field, there is a high chance that you might get blue flagged by the front runners. And that is a worst case scenario, because every time you have to let a car by, you're losing a second or 2 seconds in your lap. And if somebody happens to stay out, even if they may be going slower lap times than you could be doing on your new tires, if you can't use them because you're stuck in blue flags, then you're just kind of done for. So it'll be very interesting. I think the front runners will probably want to do the undercut because they won't have to worry about traffic as much. They might get stuck in the field a little bit, but for the most part, they wouldn't have to worry about traffic. Towards the middle and back, you're just gonna have to be weary about your pit stop deltas. Try to maybe find an open gap somewhere if there's some chaos. But for the most part, probably just want to hang on to your tires until things start to clear up, and then pit.
Thank you for the very expert analysis, Chuck. That's why we pay you the big bucks.
I'm just here for the laughs.
See, that's what Donovan and I said, and now we're stuck doing this for like what the fifth season in a row now. So,
Yeah.
hey, I'm not
are you
complaining. I'm
not
loving
enjoying
it
it?
here. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Watching Pat Cocktail, there's a bit of a yellow flag. Looks like Pablo Ferrer beach at the corkscrew. Of course, there's a lot of sand to go around. Obviously, these California deserts. But Pat Cockcroft going across the line to set his first flying lap. It is going to be a 1:23.730. So the class of the field at the moment, of course, because he's the first one across the line. Tristan Zamora, half second behind him. Jess Osborne, another Porsche. I just forgot how many Porsches there are in this division. I think there's even more in D3, which is. I suppose D3 is a division of Porsche drivers now. Riley Greer crossing the line with an 8/10 deficit to the pole man himself at the moment. Pat Cockcroft, Roger Rodriguez crossing the line. Let's pay attention to Tyler Egley. Of course, not setting a lap at the moment, but he's been the talk of the town in the silver class so far.
Yeah, he really has been. And yeah, 2 strong races in a row. He's looking strong in practice. The Mustang, we were talking before the broadcast, it's not necessarily the easiest car to wrangle around here. Sometimes it's just hard to get the thing to turn, especially on turns like this. He looks like he is able to manage it well. We'll see how he handles the corkscrew. Corkscrew, obviously a very interesting turn. I feel like it's not going to be too bad for the Mustang. Yeah, no, he's able to keep it really nice and tidy, a little wide to the exit, but that's fine. The Ferrari getting out of the way. I don't know who that was. That was Pablo Ferrer. Yeah. But yeah, he's going to be rounding out. It looked like he might have been slowed a little bit there on Pablo Ferrer, but he's going to be coming across the line for his first lap here.
Top of the pile.
Goes to the top.
Wow.
Yeah, 22.4 already pretty
22.4
quick.
is a very good start time.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a very good. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked
technically, I
pretty
guess it was
tidy.
his second lap, but yeah. If he was slowed down by Ferrer, then that was a very, very good lap. So he might still have more in the tank there.
Yeah, I mean, Laguna Seca is very, like we mentioned before, if you're strong around this track, it'll definitely show. I think we were talking about it before the stream even started, but a lot of the drivers seem to have the biggest time loss, let's say to D1, the very division ahead of Division 2, is in Sector 3, and it looks like Barry Jerry, Tyler Egley Tyler Egley was at the top pile. Sorry, I mixed up. I believe they're, are they teammates? I don't know, actually. But Tyler Egley really just proving his worth there. He looks pretty quick in Sector 3, very tidy. Pat Cockcroft running through here about 4/10 up, which would put him ahead of Barry Jerry at the moment, but Barry Jerry is also improving on his lap at this given moment. A couple other drivers improving. Let's see, going down, we have Steve Foster, Barry Jerson across the line, Pat Cocker across the line with a 410 deficit. Tyler Egley, but he is quicker in sector 1, so there you go. Pat showing the nimbleness of the Porsche there. The agility that it has is unmatched.
Yeah, with the Tyler Egley's teammate is Sig SVG.
Oh, there you go. I don't see a Sig. Oh no, he's here.
Yeah,
I think he's got a quality ban. There he is.
Currently penalized, yes.
There
I
you go.
I see. Yeah.
Up on board with Walter Givigno. Oh, there's a car off. That's Ramon Lorenzo in the 992. So we talked about how the 992 is quite agile, perhaps a little bit too agile for Ramon Lorenzo there in the last corner for turn 11. Giovignoli across the line and puts himself in the provisional top 3 at the moment, but a couple of other drivers are still improving behind him. We have Tristan Zamora, another 992. So, you know, decent amount of Porsche love going on here. Pat Cockroach seemingly had a bit of a moment there. Tristan Zamora getting a lot of time down the corkscrew there. It looks like he had a late braking entry last time around on his fast lap. Maneuvering through sector 3, braking at the 2-meter board there, or I suppose that's just the brake marker. Last corner, one more corner to negotiate for the 992 driver. Let's see if he can get the exit nailed. A little bit cautious there. Gets on the power, gets on the loud pedal, all the way down to the line. It's going to improve him. I believe into P3. It's going to be 310 improvement. Up into P3. So it's going to be a Ford P1, and 2 and 3 is the Porsches.
22. Yeah, from Tyler Egley.
Flying.
That's good.
That
good
would
lap.
that would beat a lot of the D1 silvers from yesterday.
Interesting.
Maybe he's just getting along with the Ford. Actually, that's another thing. Oh, yeah, very squirrely there. I was just about to note that the Ford, more notably, does not have the restrictor this track, because I suppose we feel that it would become quite strong with all the negative kg you would get in compensation for the power nerf, which would make it a lot better on tires, a lot better through these nibble corners that you need to be faster. Turn 6 looks like he's very, very fast there anyway. Yeah, I feel like, you know, this is one of those cars where if you could pull off an undercut and just stay ahead. Oh, Jess Osborne going a little bit wide there through corkscrew. Oh, Tyler Egley is also drifting through there. It's going to be one of those cars where if you could just stay ahead of your competition after a pit stop, make no mistakes, it's as good as it's done for maybe a podium for Tyler Egley this week.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's going to do a pit entry. He feels like he doesn't got any more there, I guess. But yeah, I feel like with the Mustang having the extra power might make it a little, and extra weight might make it actually a little bit stronger in the race, aside from the extra tire wear. So maybe a little bit of a trade-off, because I do feel like the less power and less weight would be stronger in qualifying. But that might be a hard car to pass here at a hard track to pass at. So yeah, it should be interesting to see how that plays out.
Not to mention the sheer size of the Ford, since this track is not particularly wide.
Yeah, true.
Anthony Morera right behind Pat Cockroach by almost just within 200ths of the Porsche drivers, able to do one more lap, as we saw the gold drivers already lining up for their gold quali queue. Bit of a yellow flag behind. It's going to be Carter 851, and believe that is Walter Giovignoli in P5 back to the pit lane. But Anthony Morera looking to improve, boasting the purple sector 1 at the moment. A little bit wide on exit there from turn 4. It's not going to do him any favors as the delta just goes down and down. But a driver that is improving, Tristan Zamora, we talked about how it's a little bit wary on his exit here in second gear, gets the car rotated nicely on the power, a little bit late, and the time just goes away, but it'll be good enough to put himself right behind Tyler Egley. Oh, he lost fuel! No! Oh, wow. That is a shot in the gut for Tristan Zamora. Wow. That is unlucky for the Porsche driver. What would have been P2 for sure is now going to be behind Jess Osborne in P6 for the silvers. And Pablo Ferrer across the line in P4. A couple more drivers, Steve Foster and Potts Weaver. Mentioned how his livery looks fantastic. As he crosses the line, going to be an improvement about 0.2. Going to put him behind Jackson, Travis Fletcher by a very, very small margin or less. So there you go. More drivers improving. Steve Foster. Let's see where he ends up in the 296 here. Jack, how was the 296 last night? I haven't really spoken to you about how the Ferrari felt.
Before I was in the wall and got 24 seconds of damage, it felt fantastic.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah. Across the line, improves one spot.
Yeah, but in reality, the car feels very planted. I think the only tricky points were in corners 3 and 4, where it was just a little bit slidey on exit. But through the corkscrew, it felt really planted. And through the latter half of sector 2, as long as you weren't hitting those curbs, it felt pretty golden.
While the gold drivers are on their outlet, let's give a couple shouts to the people in the chat. Of course, we saw Kasper Arabi cheering on Jess in Division 2. We're obviously Donovan typing in Twitch chat. Yeah, Jess lost 3 tenths in the last full lap. Yeah, we just saw the same from Tristan Zamora running out of fuel, so it's probably very gutting for both of you. Ian Krieger saying hello. We see the Morgan supporter, Denny. I believe that's their father, so shout out to Dennis, or Denny, I suppose. We have Ian. Ian's driving. Ian Krieger as well here. We have Alexander Giordano saying my voice is sweet and sweet. Appreciate the double
sweet.
Yeah, double sweetness. There you go.
Too sweet?
I suppose. I mean, I'm not a big sugar guy myself. I prefer some popcorn over ice cream any day of the week. But actually, I have some froyo. Maybe I'll have some later. It's espresso flavor. Yeah, shout out to Pat. We see Darren in the chat supporting his friends. Thomas Olhausen on his first lap, going a little bit wide. So it's probably not going to be the lap for him, getting his tires warmed up. But this is one gyro to keep our eyes on. You know, he was quite quick in practice. And we mentioned the Nissan. Donovan talked about how the Nissan's quite strong here. Mainly how it keeps his tires cool, and it's just so strong on corner exit.
Yeah, it is. It's a joy to drive around here, honestly. The season that I did in the Nissan, we raced here, what was it, season 13? Or
I believe so. We raced it in season 15 last time.
Yeah, I was definitely not in the Nissan then. I think it was season 12.
It was season 12.
I don't remember. Yeah, season 12. Yeah, anyway, I love the Nissan around here, though. That was definitely a good season to drive the Nissan, is a season where we're doing Laguna, because it is a blast around here. And yeah, as you said, it pulls out of the turns so well, and there's quite a few low-speed turns around this track. So yeah, it's a strong car. Thomas Olhausen's a strong driver and is used to the car, so that's definitely a good mix. Not a great lap for that first lap, but he's going to be getting that down a bit. His teammate Venus Mueller goes up a bit higher, but again, he'll be seeing that time go down quite a bit.
Yeah, so far the top goal jar with their banker lap actually is just Martin Smith. Of course, they're still crossing the line. Wilder Vargas putting himself into P8 at the moment. A couple more drivers going to cross the line. We see Matt Artem as well, car number 413. I believe, no, that's Travis Tatro. I believe that's how you say it. I did check with him, so I hope that's right. Really? Yeah, it is Travis Tatro. It's a long A, okay, as he described it.
That is a long time I've been pronouncing. I swear that happens all the time, where I'm like confident in a pronunciation, and then it turns out.
Yeah, I know. Remember the whole Ivan McCroat scandal?
Yeah.
That's the craziest one for me.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
Yeah, I think that one it's a doozy. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
How strong do we think Tyler Egley's time will hold up? I honestly think he could be pole. I'm calling it right now.
I think it's going to hold up very well. I mean, it could be pole, because their fastest time on the hot lap leaderboard was
0.3.
The same as that, yeah. So I think Thomas Olhausen did get a 0.1 in the last practice, if I recall. Yeah, he did get a 0.1. So
okay, yep, I see that.
It's possible, you know, we'll see it, but otherwise this would have been the second fastest time on the hot lap leaderboard, which it's pretty, you know, hard to replicate your practice time, you know, in the pressure of qualifying, but yeah, it's a strong time. So
I'm going to be on board with our current championship leader, Mason Moffitt, sitting in P7. Of course, mentioned. I actually don't know. Did you mention that he had a sprained ankle? On top of
I forgot to mention that. But yeah, that is our top two leaders of the championship had some pretty big issues with pedals, or what operates the pedals. Yeah, it's his right foot. So yeah. It's his right foot. So a little bit better than I would hate to have your braking foot in a load cell brake pedal. That would be not fun, especially around a track like this. But still, not a lot of fun to be having an injured ankle and having to race right after that.
Can we say this is like the equivalent to Michael Jordan's flu game, or is it too early to call this man Michael Jordan in D2?
I don't know. We're only the second race in. He's looking strong this season though, so.
Yeah, for sure. Thomas Olhausen going into P2 though, so Justin McKechnie yellow flagged on turn 3, currently sitting in P9, so Mr. Arrive and Drive sitting in a top 10 position ahead of the current championship leader, and then Trey Morgan in P11, so it's going to be a couple of gold drivers kind of spread out. Usually we expect the gold drivers to, slap the silver drivers silly with their hot lap times, but, with the case of Tyler Egley, Thomas Olhausen pushing it to the max in turn 6 there, but, yeah, talking about Tyler Egley's time, 3 minutes to go, possibly 2-3 laps left for these drivers, still up 3/10 on the nearest competitor.
Yeah, and all of that is in Sector 3, so some people need to be sending these corkscrews if they want to get anywhere near Tyler's time.
Yeah, his Sector 3 is considerably faster than the next fastest Sector 3. I mean, we do have, Jess Osborne actually put in a decent Sector 3 that's faster than all the golds. But yeah, Tyler's Sector 3 of a 32.2. That's a strong Sector 3.
Pretty decent. A couple other drivers improving in the meantime. Mason Moffitt jumping into P2, superseding the Thomas Olhausen Nissan bandwagon that we all seem to be on. Martin Smith into P4. I was going to mention that Ian Byron's into P4, but now it's moved into P5. A couple of other drivers still improving quite a bit. We saw a shout out to Juan Carlos, so let's get him on stream, show him some love. We saw who else jumped up. Oh, wow. Yeah. So the Porsche happened in the 991 as well last night. The rear just doesn't stay planted through the corkscrew. And it's so terrifying going down the hill every single time because you never know if the rear is actually going to stay on. And that time it didn't for the Colombian National. Oh.
See, I'm used to cars that you have to force through that corner, because with the front engine cars, they just don't jump around like that, like those rear engine cars do.
Thomas Olhausen was actually improving on his delta, but still quite even. Let's see if we can get a better exit from the last corner. Doesn't look to be improving all too much. Who is improving is his teammate, however. So on exit the last corner, about a 10th up, it's going to actually shoot him up 2 spots at least past Sean Leach and Pat Cockcroft. There you go, Philip Mueller into P7. So it's going to be Tyler Egley leading the bunch still as a silver driver. Oh, Paul Kreska, the first driver to dip into sub 10th margins. The BMW driver is done, it seems, with this qualifying. It seems to be happy with that lap, yeah. So it's going to board Travis Tatro from the Lord Farquaad livery. Pick these, my lord, is the motto of this Scratch and Snip Designs car. Let's see. Oh, a little bit too. Yeah, very aggressive on the brake pedal, and he doesn't validate. Let's see if he does have time for one more lap. Does he have the fuel for one more lap? It's a real question, which he does. Looks like he's going to continue moving along. Ferrari 296 driver of Travis Tatro. Juan Caro is improving. Let's see. He does negotiate through the corkscrew decently that time around. Is improving about half a second. Gets through turn 9 there pretty nicely into turn 10. It's going to be half a second up on the delta at the moment. Time's ticking down to the last 30 seconds. Gets the braking done on the curb, using as much track as possible, twisting that Porsche front end around the apex. It's going to be a good improvement. A little bit out of an exit there, but it's going to improve into the top 10, right ahead of another Porsche 992 for Juan Caro.
Yeah, but Pablo Cresca's Sector 2 was awesome. 27.9. Only driver in the 27 so far. That's a solid Sector 2 there.
That's a very solid Sector 2. 27s in Sector 2 was definitely something that even I was chasing after last night. Juan Caro is improving a little bit. It looks like I think he was trying to use an AO Racing livery, which admittedly is my fault because I actually forgot to sync, so I will try to do that in the in-between time if that works out. If not, then I will get your livery on for next week, I promise. But a couple other drivers left on the road. Looks like Tyler Egley is going to remain in pole position. Cresca, of course, returning to pit, or at least doing a silly little jump after crossing the line in turn 1. Oh, look at that 992 trying to get out from under. Oh, a little bit of a server blip. I hope it's not a server issue, but he's remaining even on his delta at the moment. Looks like he's got a little bit of a high ping. See that number on top of his name is 112, showing some severe latency. Hope that doesn't affect him in the race. He had, oh, it's not going to be a good exit. It's going to be all she wrote for his qualifying. So a couple of other drivers not qualifying. Rene Oki's one of them, Daniel Builes, Matt Artem, and Sean Curcio complete, and Sig SVG as well. So that completes your qualifying for this moment in time. But we'll be right back, of course, with the race action soon to begin. We're going to quickly segue over to a sponsored message.
A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favourite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT 3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience today with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everybody. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Fairy World collectibles. Magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look all good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
And a new SRA sponsor, Echoes of Nox. Explore an abandoned space station as you uncover the secrets of why you were left behind. Fight with 3 AI factions and reclaim the station. Wishlist Echoes of Nox on Steam today, releasing in Q2 of 2026. And we have just heard the most insane news, breaking news! Donovan, take it away. I can't even process what just happened. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, apparently Bop was off. I don't know if it was off.
Sorry. It's being applied this lap.
Yeah, just it's being applied right now.
Wow.
So I don't know if it was off for quali. I didn't check the Bop on quali. So the news is fresh enough to where that was off. The Ford might have had a very light car with no restrictor, which is definitely not ideal.
I would not want to race against that, I'll tell you that much.
Just to stir up a little bit of conspiracy theory about our starting positions.
Who has Tyler Egley in fantasy? I wonder. That's a good question. Is it an admin?
Oh, it was
Ooh.
Martin Smith. No, it was Martin Smith.
Ah, admin abuse.
I believe. Yeah. I want to say it was. I don't remember for sure.
Anyway, oh, what happened to Ian? Did he not click drive? Oh no.
No.
He did. I did see him teleport into the pits before they went. I'm not sure if that was a lack of drive
Yeah, so,
or.
oh, Ian just messaged me. It was minus 30 kg without the restrictor.
Yeah, so,
Wow,
so
that is a rocket ship of a form.
Yeah, I bet.
So-
I
so
bet
I had-
Tyler was like, "Man, this is feeling great."
Oh my god, I mean, can he hold up though? I mean, he's definitely shown some pace. We're going to run through the grid really quickly because we're approaching sector 3, but Tyler Egley leading off pole with a very underweight car. Paulo Kreska right behind him. Maybe he's going to take over the reins after lap 1 after Tyler Egley is going to have a significant loss, or actually he's going to say that have the same power, but a significant loss of downforce and speed through the corners. Mason Moffitt in P3, Thomas Olhaus in P4. The two Nissan boys lining up 4 and 5. Philip Mueller in P5, Martin Smith in P6, Trey Morgan in P7. Crimson Bat in P8. We have Juan Caro in P9 running out the top 10. Pat Cockcroft, Sean Leach in P11, Pablo Fair in P12, Justin McKechnie in 13th. We have Anthony Morera in P14, Jess Osborne in P15, Tristan Moore with the gutting qualifying in P16, Wilder Vargas in P17, Travis Tatro in P18. I'm sorry about that. Walter Giovagnoli in P19. We have Roger Rodriguez in P20, Barry Jerry in 21st, Alexander Giordano in P22nd. We have Travis Fletcher in 23rd, Potts Weaver 24, Jackson Thomas P25, Dylan Bonson 26, Steve Foster 27th, Riley Greer in 28th, DJ Watson, Curtis Lee, the two teammates of the Love of Lexus conglomerate in P29 and 30th. Lucas Clanzeros right behind him. It's Alexis 1, 2, 3 in P31. Tony Zigmond in P32. We have Ramon Lorenzo in P33. Sean Kirsten in P34. These guys are about to go. We're going to go back to the front. I apologize if I missed you, but Tyler Egley is leading off the drivers as we approach the starting lights. Starting sequence is going to go right now, and it's race time for the drivers. Tyler Egley leading the drivers. Paulo Kreska is right behind him. He's going to tug into the slipstream, be ahead of Mason Moffitt for the time being, but how will it look like at the end? Paulo Kreska trying to go around the outside, but it's going to invite Mason Moffitt to show up his nose up the inside, but Paulo Kreska is going to hold the outside, which is going to be the best line heading to turn 3 here as it turns into the inside, but he's a little bit wide. It's going to invite Mason Moffitt a little bit more into the corner. What's going to happen to the EC drivers that go side by side through turn 4? Mason Moffitt's going to show him what it means to be a championship leader. Is going to go push himself into P2, but at the moment Paulo Kreska is going to be side by side with Martin Smith as well, but he's going to be down into P3. It's a clean start for the entire grid. Oh, a little bit squirrely there, but Paulo Kreska is going to try to defend from Martin Smith as he heads into turn 6 with the sausage, trying and waiting to claim his first victim, but the BMW is off and away into P3. Mason Moffitt with a very decisive move into P2.
Oh man, I was just about to say that we had a nice clean start, and I look up at the map. There is absolutely chaos through T6. Let's see what we have. Oh, trying to go 3 wide into the kink. That's never gonna work.
Oh
What?
my gosh. Yeah, 2 wide doesn't even work into there. Let alone 3 wide.
Oh, Wilder Vargas as well.
He's stopped.
Oh no.
No, turn 9. Turn 9 is so tricky.
Yeah.
Especially on lap 1, I feel like it's super hard. There's a very hidden bump. A couple of flat drivers also going on track. Looks like it to be, I believe that is DJ Watts, car 42.
There are a ton of drivers going off in the corner as well.
What?
Guys. Oh my goodness.
First 2 sectors were so good.
I mean, that's kind of what happened in Spa too last week, right? I mean, started off clean and then the last sector, or yeah, halfway through it just fell apart. Man, yeah, they were so clean at the start. I was like, man, are we gonna have a total redemption week? And yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, there you go. Race starts already. You got a huge split of cars, which could spell disaster for maybe anyone who decides to pit early. We have, of course, I believe car 415 is Matt Artem into the pits. I believe he started the race from the pit lane. Maybe got into an accident on lap 1 and is into the pits at the moment. Wilder Vargas as well. But Tyler Egley had the wrong bop. Doesn't matter. He's still P1, holding steady. Obviously, he knows what it means to be a race winner, having won multiple times in Division 4, so he knows what it's like to lead a race. He's got, a cool head on his shoulders. I feel like Maybe he's got the guile to keep it in P1 for the time being.
It's still showing, for me at least, it's still showing negative 30.
Whoa! Possibly a quite optimistic move there for Roger Rodriguez up the inside. Travis Tatro there. Anthony Morera off into the gravel. Let's go on board with them. It's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 car battle. 2 blue cars, 2 red cars, and an invite as well to Barry Jerry P20. That's going to be Roger Rodriguez up the inside, asserting the Mercedes dominance between the 2 drivers there. And it's also going to invite Travis Tatro, and wait a second, Jess Osborne showing his nose up the inside. What's going to happen here? It's going to be Anthony Morera latest on the brakes, and it's also going to invite Jess Osborne to be on the inside of Travis Tatro here, and it's going to approach into turn 6. What's going to happen between these 2 drivers as they approach the very scary corner? Jess Osborne, balls of steel, heading into the corner.
Yeah, clean there between. So yeah, those 2 drivers showing how you take that turn too wide. Yeah, you definitely have to be trusting of the other driver and be willing to back out, you know, because going too wide through that turn is also so slow that it could really check you up to the driver behind. So you have to trust a lot of drivers in that situation.
Do we still have the right bop? Can we confirm?
I don't think we do. I think it's minus 30. I just checked. Let me check again.
I see the same on my end, that it has a minus 30 Mustang leading the race.
Yeah, just checking
really,
because Tyler Egley just put in the fastest lap 3/10 quicker than anybody else on the grid.
For me, it says minus 5 now for Egley. So I don't know why.
Maybe the
it's
man's
showing
just to
minus 5
go.
to me.
Oh yeah. And
oh, some rubbing there. Travis Tatro trying to overtake Jess Osborne there, but a little bit of bumping. It's also going to invite Barry Jerry. Oh, a synchronized spinning in turn 4. And Travis Tatro's race comes to a very short halt there for the moment, but he's going to be down a lot of positions. And it looks like as well, Matt, who's that? Is that Martin Smith? There's an Audi parked on the side. Oh, Martin Smith's still driving. Who was that?
Yeah, no, I think that would have been
his teammate, perhaps.
Matt Arnold's not even showing for me on the
he's not
on the track.
I think he might have left the server.
Well, there goes my fantasy points.
Yeah. And Martin Smith though up into P4 though.
Yeah.
Pretty high up for him compared to the last few races. He's definitely a strong driver though, so he's definitely looking to come back a bit this week.
Yeah, with these hot temps, I feel like the Audi is gonna really struggle. I know the rears get super hot. You know, from the testing very limited testing I've done with the car, tracks like Watkins Glen a couple seasons back during the hot stint qualifying, the rear tires in the Audi got very toasty very fast. And, yeah, it's definitely
especially when I'm driving
a bit tricky. Yeah, I feel so. Looking at the speed traps as well. That Mustang is showing no signs of slowing down. Currently sitting at the top, 236 kilometers an hour. That's probably going to be the run down to turn 1 with a little bit of downhill before the braking zone. And just to compare just top speeds, Mason Moffitt sitting in P2, 9 kilometers an hour down, even with a slipstream on the Ford. That just shows you how fast the Ford is on a straight line.
So we can confirm that the BOP has been applied to all the cars now. And already maybe starting to see a result of that as Mason starts to claw Tyler in. He was 2/10 faster on the last lap. In this lap, he is almost 2/10 faster yet again.
Oh no.
A little bit of chaos. Riley Greer?
What?
Oh.
What? Huh?
That's one of those ones where you try to be cautious and you take the worst of it.
Yeah.
But okay.
Oh man.
Whoa, what? Game. What?
Yeah, what's going on
What
here?
is this? First
This
the
looks
bump,
like-
now we got a Google slideshow. What is happening?
Yeah, this looks like the view when you're taking actual photos with your camera, and
Yeah.
they're doing like the edit of.
Okay, I think we're nope. Because the
No, we're
track
so
FPS is
far,
fine. I think it's a server thing.
It's looking fine on my end.
I am also fine on my end.
It's so
Yeah.
weird. Well, I apologize for that. We're gonna watch this race in 15 FPS. Press F3
there's gotta
again.
be a way to-
Ah, there we go. Ryan to the rescue,
we go.
as always.
Ryan. Yeah, Ryan.
My
with,
goat.
Dropping the knowledge.
So even if the bop is applied correctly, Tyler Egley is still 15 thousandths within the fastest lap of the race. This man is
Yeah,
a bona fide gold driver.
He did
Yeah.
indeed
Oh, yeah.
set a very quick last lap with a 22.97. Mason Moffitt, best lap right behind him at a 22.95, but that's exactly the same pace. So it's going to be a proper fight now. Maybe he had a little bit of a help during quali. I mean, he probably would have been top 5 regardless, but now it's going to be a straight fight, and he's still showing he's still got it in him.
I also want to point out, I think Kreska's car is 15 kg lighter than it was during quality. Because I believe that was at plus 15, which is really impressive that he got the only 27 in sector 2
Yeah.
with such a heavy car. I mean, that's so he's going to be also one to watch out for now that his car's lighter, you know, should be feeling better.
Yeah, you know, I mean, 15 kg is basically just a grocery trip to Erewhon. You know, we're in California. You just took the groceries out of the car. Granted, I mean, that's a lot of groceries. Maybe he had a couple ice packs in there just to keep himself cool in these hot temps. But yeah, groceries unloaded, bricks taken off, the sandbags are off. Paul Kreska is going to put on his punching gloves and try to take a crack at Mason Moffitt here. Kind of close there, heading into turn 1, of course. Not only making a difference in the corners, but the 15 kg also affects a good deal on the straights. So the BMW is just going to be stronger and stronger as the race goes on.
Yeah,
You like my analogy
there's-
there, Donovan?
I do like that analogy. I was gonna say those drivers up ahead are keeping tight, but these drivers are also. I mean, there's quite a few. You know, with all that chaos, there's a few isolated, really tight packs here, going side by side into turn 2. I almost said turn 1. It's technically turn 2.
You can say turn
But,
1. I won't bat an eye. Don't worry.
Or is it technically turn 1? Yeah. Interesting.
It is turn 2.
I know, yeah.
Okay.
I have a hard time calling it turn 2. Oh no, is that Pat Cockcroft off at turn 6?
No, Pat.
What happened? Turn 6 happened? That's something my guess.
Sausage? Yes, sausage.
Oh no! Oh, just keep the wheels straight, but try to overcorrect it. Oh, whoa! Justin McKechnie. Oh wow, he saved it. Oh wow, we saw it a little bit out of frame there, but man,
Yeah.
controller driver OP
Yeah.
somehow
yeah,
was able to
that's,
save that. Wilder Vargas in the gravel one more time. I don't want to show
There's
this
some more
too
yellows
often.
in the
Oh,
corkscrew
wow.
as well as we watch
What?
this.
oh my God!
Oh, jeez.
Man, tough.
That's just unlucky. I didn't like. It's a minefield out there for Wilder.
It is. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a
Going back up
minefield.
to the
I mean,
lead
this
here.
is it's definitely a very chaotic race for a lot of these drivers. I mean, this is a tricky track to race at, and it only gets more difficult as the race goes on because this is definitely, you know, sprint races here feel, I don't know if it is this way for you guys, but they feel a lot longer than they really are. Especially if you're, you know, in a train situation like, you know, Mason is right now, and Kreska.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of that single file following for the majority of the race. But who's going to blink first for strategy? That's the real question. We're going to keep an eye on that. But at the moment, we're spectating Justin McKechnie. Jack, you had something to say?
No, I was just going to go off of Donovan's message that yesterday, at least for me, the race felt like an eternity. So I think for some people, if they have a hard time, this race will drag on. Maybe it's the short laps. Maybe it's just a long
Wow.
time. That is a very bouncy rear.
No! No! Oh my God!
Yeah, a lot of these incidents for some of these drivers are just avoiding the other drivers, which is definitely not ideal.
Look at the Lexus though,
The,
powering, trying to get past the. Oh, it's gonna be a late send from
Ooh,
Lucas
that's
Gonzalez, but
that was
putting a
Yeah, I
lot
don't
of
know.
trust into the driver behind there. Roger Rodriguez defending his position from the charging Lexus. Oof.
I was
Scary
just going to
stuff.
mention our High Life liveries are back. Just in a new car.
Yeah.
Nice.
We missed them last
oh
race.
yeah.
Oh my god. Kelvin, that's a throwback and a half. Gangton. I gotta find that image. I
love
think I
this.
saved it before, but. Oh man.
I love that shot, that cinematic shot leading down to turn 6 here. That's one of my favorite shots in the game. Is this turn 6 sausage again?
Perhaps.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Renayoki having a tough start to the season. Not the best couple of races. Maybe just arriving and driving. Maybe not too concerned with his results, but I'm sure as a driver that's got to take a hit on your morale as you go through the race, especially considering that the car doesn't feel great anymore and you still have 45 minutes to go. Ren, of course, one of those drivers that's just able to get his head back on his shoulders and stick it through the entire race. But now he's got to worry about Steve Foster, who's on an absolute rampage behind him and actually already cleared him. So poor exit for Renayoki. I think he's lifting a little bit and probably just maybe giving up a little bit. Not really sure what's going on. Just mentioned how he's able to collect his cool, but not sure what happened there.
Yeah, something going on. Yeah.
I'll go back here. Looks like there was an overtake. Maybe Pat Cockcroft getting past. I think it was maybe Barry Jerry had an issue.
I want to say
no, it was Anthony Marrero, yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony Marrero losing not one, but maybe even 2 positions. No, he keeps the spot ahead of Barry Jerry there. Going back up to the front though, Paul Kreska is within striking distance of the McLaren. Is he going to send it on the driver? No, he is not. Mason Moffat no longer able to try to pursue the lead that Tyler Egley has held from the very start of the race. Now has to worry about the BMW behind him. Kreska on an absolute rampage, trying to put in some pressure on the 2-time race winner of Division 2 this season.
Yeah, I was just looking at the grid is so spread out right now, and we have not seen a lot of drivers pit. A little fake under the inside. He is not going to send it into turn 6. That
here we
would
go.
be crazy. Oh, but speaking of sending, Mason could. Maybe this would be from a little bit far back. He's going to definitely make himself known.
Oh,
in
he
the rear.
booped him.
He taps.
Oh my God.
He tapped. Kreska's going side by side now and makes that pass.
Wow.
Yeah, done
A
and
bit
dusted.
overzealous on the brakes there, and it's gonna have Mason fall back from P2 back to P3 where he started, and Kreska is released with and he elects to go for the what?
Whoa.
What am I just witnessed? I'm like,
Was he gonna go in too fast and tried to bail?
what?
No, that might have been it.
I don't know what to do with my
Yeah,
hands.
it's just-
Okay,
I don't know either.
I think he cooked it up. That's race over for him. He just RTG'd.
Yeah, that is race over because that's not going to count for his pit stop.
What?
No. Yeah, he's out of the server, I think.
Wow.
That
Brutal.
is so brutal. I think you're right, though, Jack. My guess is he overcooked it, missed his braking, and made a very last-minute decision to bail out.
Destroy the front rather than take the stop go 30.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously he didn't have time to think about it, but
I mean, the results are probably the same either way. Stop
Yeah.
go 30 is gonna absolutely ruin you on a track like this. I mean, that's an entire lap.
it is. Yeah, it is for sure. Man, this has been a dramatic race, guys.
We're only 40 minutes in. Or
Ups
20
and down,
minutes
side
in.
to side. I apologize for the random noises I've made. Mason Moffitt going into the pits. And that's another thing to note. This pit lane, if you have the first box, I know, what was it? I think Brian Anderson had it last night. It is, oh my god, it is an absolute hellscape trying to get into the pits there.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay, so
yeah,
Mason,
it is.
Mason is in. He is the first pitter out of basically anybody. So he's going for the undercut on Egley here.
I wonder if he knows. I don't think he knows that Kreska wasn't like, because my guess is
Oh,
he's
that's a good
covering
point.
for Kreska, but I don't think he knows what happened.
Yeah.
'Cause
He might
I
have
don't
just
know.
seen him pull off and then thought he needs to cover.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Bit of an
We'll
on-track
see
battle
where he
here.
comes out. Sorry.
No worries, man. Looks like the battle dissipated anyway. But yeah, the outside line there for Barry J just not going to work there in turn one. So easy to just get the grip on the inside, and the outside has no grip. So if you want to make a move around the outside, it's got to be more decisive than that, and it gets a little bit close for comfort on the curbing there. Yeah, Laguna Seca just no stranger to some unsafe curb placements. I imagine even, can you imagine multi-class in this race? You know, IMSA with the hypercar or the GTP,
Oh.
and then the GTD Pro. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
insanity.
I've done a multi-class mayhem race around here before, and that was a great time. But yeah, one thing I wanted to point out is Mason does have a little bit of traffic to deal with, unfortunately. So he is right behind the Lexus of Sean Curcio. That is not the car that you want to be behind when you're trying to make an undercut work. So yeah. So it's not going to be the easiest undercut here. Tyler Egley did stay out though, so that might make it a little bit easier.
So we got some intel from Mac Morgan, teammate or brother of, I guess you could say IRL teammate, right? You know, brothers, siblings. So,
Yeah.
brother of Trey Morgan saying Kreska had a screen freeze, according to Trey on Discord. Maybe Mac joined the VC with them. Looks like there's an overtake attempt right ahead of him with Sean Curcio not to be made, but. Yeah, it looks like the screen freeze strikes again, and I mean, what an unfortunate manner to do it in. You know, it's just pull off the undercut. You just got past a P2 driver, putting yourself into P2, and then just race over in an instant, just like that.
Yeah, that's so brutal. I mean, it must have just happened perfectly on the exit of that corner where his car just naturally went into the pit lane, making it look like he was pulling off, and then suddenly he's going full speed and he tries to panic get back on the track and goes straight into the wall. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah, it is. Very, very brutal. When did Olhausen get past Martin Smith?
A couple maybe 10 minutes ago, Bailey Kish pointed it out that Martin Smith fell a couple of positions.
I missed that. Oh yeah, he's got damage to the front of his car. It looks like. Yeah, I mean the Nissans are also 15 kg lighter than they were during quali, so they're probably feeling significantly better. Granted, I bet you 15 kg in the Nissan Extra still would have, felt pretty decent, at least to drive. Man, a little bit of sideways there for Martin Smith around the... Yeah, look at this for Mason. This is not what you want to have when you are trying to do an undercut.
Tyler Egley is in.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I mean, Mason is running 23.64 last lap, which is the fastest lap actually, so the traffic isn't holding up too much compared to Tyler Egley's 24.3.
Oh my god. We're doing it live.
Yeah. Looked like that sausage curb got another one added to its KD.
What do you think the KD ratio is for the sausage curve of turn 6?
I don't know. It's pretty good right now.
Sean Curcio taking a defensive line there. Tyler Egley is moving, and he's going to get up from the pit exit right about now. And Mason's going to have the run on him with the top speed. Where is it going to put him relative to Tyler Egley? Of course, he did have the pressure tires. Where is it going to put him, though? Maybe side by side. Oh, he's going to block him off.
Wow.
Oh, Mason Moffitt somehow makes it work. Oh, no. Side by side is little Sean Curcio, and that's going to be provisionally P1 for the time being.
Sean Curcio definitely made that easier for Mason there. Mason is probably pretty happy Sean Curcio was on the inside there, because that definitely made that easier for him. But yeah, Mason Moffitt now the race leader. So yeah, undercut ultimately working despite the traffic.
But Tyler Egley actually had a slower time stopped. 2 seconds and 3 seconds longer spent in the pits. So there you go. All that advantage that he had from the drivers fighting ahead of Mason Moffitt when he went for the undercut. It's all gone, and you can see it on track how it's affected the positions overall at the moment. Thomas Olhausen actually running some pretty solid pace at the moment. 23.7 was his last lap. Maybe he makes a couple of more inroads on the top pack. Of course, not having to worry about Paul Kreska anymore. Maybe sitting in a P3 position at the moment. Considerably faster than his teammate as well. 9/10 last lap was the gap between those two, between Philip Mueller and Thomas Olhausen. But Tyler Egley does have a tire delta, tire offset. Better said, if you can keep close to Mason Moffitt heading from the last corner, I seriously think an overtake could be done before turn 1.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do think Philip passed Martin Smith last lap. So yeah, both they don't have to deal with drivers ahead of them, especially Thomas Olhausen, Philip Mueller coming into the pits right now. Interesting timing with that. But yeah, Thomas Olhausen has a bunch of clear track right now, so he's in his last lap with 23.4. He's got good pace right now, so he might be opting to stay out a couple laps while he's got a clear track.
Look how close Tyler Egley's getting to the nose of Mason Moffitt. They're a little bit wide on exit for the Mustang, but it's not going to matter, as he's going to close up that little bit more in turn 9, heading into turn 10 and 11. Let's see what the gap is going to be heading into the hairpin. If it's going to be close, he still has a driver. Oh, is he going to set up for a move on the inside? Tyler Egley's going to send it.
Whoa. Going to be deep, very deep. It's going to have... Yeah, he's going to lose out a lot on that.
He could have waited. I think he really could have waited, because he knows he has the power to make a move up the inside heading into turn 1, but now he's got to deal with Sean Curcio, who's now obligated to, of course, give way or cede his own position, but he's all that advantage that he had of the tires, maybe now not as much of an advantage, right? Steve Foster is, of course, ahead of Mason Moffitt as well, of course, also not needing to move. So Mason Moffitt possibly growing a little bit more frustrated in the cockpit of the McLaren 720S Evo there, as Steve Foster has not yet pit, and we are nearing the 30-minute mark, so those 296 tires are definitely screaming to be replaced, and Mason Moffitt is so close to the rear of the 296, and that's going to invite Tyler Egley to close that gap just a little bit more.
Yeah, I saw Mason Moffitt giving him a little bit of a flashing. Foster again, yeah, he's not obligated to give way here, and it could sacrifice his race quite a bit by lifting off and letting him go. Obviously, it wouldn't be wise to defend heavily, because that would sacrifice his race ultimately. He ideally these cars would make through as quickly as they can. Wow, side by side into the last turn here. How's this going to go for Mason Moffitt? He's not going to have as good of a run potentially as Tyler Egley, and they're going to be staying side by side into turn 1.
Mason really doesn't want this. Look at the run that Tyler Egley has. He's going to make it 3 wide in turn 1. That would be... Oh, Mason's forced onto the outside line, which we all know how no little grip there is out there. Steve Foster's really fighting this position, possibly for a moot point, because that the tires behind are so much more fresh. Mason does get past, but now Tyler Egley has to make quick work of him. all in the meantime, Thomas Olhausen running in clear air. Maybe this is going to pay massive dividends later in the races. The Nissan's going to have a huge tire delta to these two fighting for the P1 spot.
For sure. He did just come into the pits, though, so it will be interesting to see where he comes out in relation to them. I feel like he could have gone another lap or so, but, you know, his last lap was a bit slower, a 23.9, but it's still quite a bit faster than what, you know, this group's last laps were. So I think we're going to see Thomas Olhausen at least near these guys.
Can we just talk about for a second how crazy it was that Mason actually pulled off the outside line there?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've seen anyone manage to actually stick it around the outside and pull off the move. Most of the time, if you're on the inside through Andretti hairpin, you're just set. So crazy move there, but we see Thomas Olhausen coming out. This is going to be super close.
This is going to be really close here. He is going to lose out, or, you know, he's not going to get the lead, I don't think. But he's going to be in P2.
Wow.
Huge for Thomas Olhausen.
Yeah, I mean, it's a masterstroke of luck that Mason was initially held up by those other drivers fighting for position, and Steve Foster obviously not doing any favors. Maybe Thomas Olhausen, we gotta check the payroll. Who did he pay before the race? Sitting in the prime spot to win this race as well. Obviously, we know Mason has a killer instinct to win these races. Possibly could be 3 in a row, but we're just now heading into the halfway point of the race, and there's still so much at play. Of course, track limits is another thing. It's so easy to get them here on exit turn 6, which is quite it's really annoying, because if you go any more off track than what you would do to get that track limit, your race is just over, because you end up in the gravel, and then it's so easy to spin from that. So, yeah, it's not easy for these drivers. But Mason Moffitt right now is sitting where he wants to be. Thomas Olhausen does have a tire delta of about, I want to say, at least 10 minutes. So that's going to be, 7 laps. Let's see if we can get those tires up and running. He does have to defend a little bit from Tyler Egley. Mason Moffitt on the last lap 23.4, Tyler Egley 23.7. So of course Mason Moffitt had a little bit more clear air, but no one is really improving on their purple last from stint 1.
Yeah, and if you want to be defending in a car here, I would want to be in the Nissan. I don't know how about you guys are, but yeah, the Nissan's definitely a good car to defend around here. Yeah, yeah, true. I guess I shouldn't. Too soon.
Careful what you say around me.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see where a couple of other drivers are. Trey Morgan and Juan Caro battling it out. Oh, a little bit of tapping there. Juan Caro around the outside. Hard racing, but it seems to be fair between the two drivers. Roger Rodriguez picking up a drive-through. It's going to be side by side. Trey Morgan's not seating position, and it's going to end in calamity. How they don't end up spinning is insane. But maybe Juan Caro thought he was going to give the position away.
That was amazing that they didn't spin there. So is that just, hit marker there for the turn 6 sausage?
Oh, we have some position changes in the front of the field. Blue flag moment. Mason Moffitt got caught up behind a blue flag going into the final turn, tried to send it up the inside, went wide. That left the door open for Thomas Olhausen, and we now see what is happening here. Absolute calamity at the top.
Let's see what happened here. I think I went back just enough.
Yeah.
Looks like, behind, I believe that's Potts. Weaver takes the inside, of course. Maybe trying to let him by. Oh, he gets hit and goes a little bit slower than he wanted to. It's going to have the dirty inside line. Oh, he tried to send it up the inside. I'm assuming it just compromised his exit.
Deep.
Yeah.
My guess
he
is
went
just
deep.
goes deep.
He went deep, almost went off the track. Thomas Olhausen said, "Thank you very much," and Tyler Egley nearly nipped up the inside as well. But all of a sudden, we're right back at it. Thomas Olhausen had a nice, probably almost a second gap, and now it's right back down to 0.3 of a second with yet another blue flag.
Tricky situation here for these lead pack drivers.
Yeah, the traffic has not been easy for them at all. Ooh, a really good run here. There's no way he's going to spin it.
Oh my god!
Wow.
No, Mason! Ah! Holy jeepers!
Look how close they are
Oh
going
my
into T-last
God.
there. And then the Nissan pulls. Look at that, the pull for that Nissan.
That's
Man,
not
that
fair,
is
dude.
crazy.
That's just not fair.
That is crazy. Granted,
comes
he
the fourth,
did
though.
set it up about as good as he could have.
Mason goes
going with
defensive.
it. Yeah, a little middle of the road there. Defense there from Mason Moffitt. And he's going to stay ahead of him. But yeah, right now I think Mason can't focus too much ahead right now. I think he's got to, really worry about Egley and the Mustang. That Mustang's powerful and can definitely, do some damage there on that main straight.
He also, it's important to note that from the top three, Mason does have the oldest tires. Granted, not by much between him and Tyler Egley, but Thomas Olhausen released. Whoa! Wow! Oh. Heart in the mouth moment there for Tyler Egley, and this gap is going to be a little bit bigger between him and Mason. But Mason, of course, eager to get the spot back that he honestly rightfully deserves. I mean, he's been pretty consistent, but pushing so hard. Thomas Olhausen does have the fresh tires to push on, maybe make a little bit of a gap. But Donna, as you mentioned, the car that you want to be in to defend, if any, is that GTR.
Yeah, look at Egley, catching Mason here. I think a lot more than Mason can catch Thomas on that straight. So, and not a great situation for Mason to be in.
So here's a question. At what point does Mason start thinking about his championship? Because he has 2 race wins, currently in second, very tight second place. But if you run into some issues where you try to send it up on the inside on Thomas Olhausen, maybe get into contact, get a penalty. Second is a very good points-paying position, especially when the guy that's nearest to you is no longer driving.
Yeah,
And
well, I'm
one mistake
I'm
might
in
just
to win
ruin
it.
that.
Yeah, well, and knowing Mason, he is too. I feel like Jack and I are kind of in a more similar mindset where, like, I would be happy with P2 here, and I would, like, obviously I want to be there just in case anything that happens to Thomas to take away that P1, but I'm not going to risk anything like, the race for that P1 over P2. Just because, I mean, he's had such strong form. He's got 2 out of 2 race wins so far. So P2 is still very, very good for the championship.
Let's give some love to the other battles on the group. Justin McKechnie up the inside. I mean, he made it work. Fantastic move for the 488 driver. Proving arriving and driving is still the way to go for this dude. I mean, he's on his day when he practices. I feel like Justin probably could be top of the pile, but yeah, it's just he's a controlling driver, so he never wins.
I still find it hilarious that he drives with his rain light on at all times. Like, that's just so funny to me.
He's just trolling.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen his livery?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I want to show some love to the other battles. Of course, we've been stuck with the top 3 for so long. Oh, Renayoki again spun at the corkscrew. Is it going to be in the way of the other drivers? Looks like it's okay. A couple more blue flags to negotiate for the leaders. Alexander Giordano being the next one in a Lamborghini. Let's see if the leaders can make quick work of him. Back to this battle here between Jess Osborne, Pablo Ferrer, and Walter Gimignoli. It's a pretty tight battle for best of the rest in silver, right? So Gimignoli pretty much pressuring Jess Osborne to the maximum. Jess Osborne trying to stay in the slipstream of the Ferrari ahead of him. So he's in a 296 sandwich. Call it an Italian deli special.
That would have been a good segue for McKechnie's.
Yeah,
livery.
yeah.
Oh, we had just.
If it ain't bleeding milk, send it back!
Going back to that silver battle, I mean, realistically, Egley's getting moved to gold. I can't imagine he's not getting moved to gold. So this is a more relevant battle than it seems, you know, because this is more, likely the battle for, silver points here, for their championship.
And Donovan, I can tell you, in the silver championship, out of the 3 of these, Pablo Ferra is the highest up, but he's only sitting in 8th position. So probably good points for all 3 of these drivers in the silver championship.
Oh, sure, yeah.
In the meantime, the purple lap now belongs to a certain Aaron Bryan, as he would like to be called. Aaron Bryan.
Shout out to Ian here. He forgot to hit drive and started from the pit lane and is in P15 with fastest lap.
Up 23 spots as well.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, another driver that when on his day, Ian is probably top of the pile as well, right? Obviously, previous D2 staple, especially in the Lexus, I feel like he's very, very strong. So very curious to see how it plays out. The rest of his season plays out. In the meantime, we did see a pass apparently between Valtteri Giovinazzi and Jess Osborne a little bit late on the brakes. Don't think the over and under is going to work there for the Porsche 296. Just gets a good enough launch to stay ahead of Jess Osborne. So that's going to be 1 position gained for Valtteri Giovinazzi and even closer to Pablo Ferra for best of the rest in silver. Back to this fight though, ladies and gentlemen, 20 minutes to go. We are about 2/3 of the way through the race. And there is still inseparable. Only a second between P3 and P1. If you removed Mason from the equation, it still would have been a fantastic fight, but this train of cars is just going to get closer and closer as the time ticks down. Tyler Egley not electing for a dive bomb like he did earlier, but rather perhaps setting up a move up the inside, maybe trying to catch the slipstream of Mason Moffitt. Dylan Bunce is going to be blue flagged, possibly not in the best spot for Tyler Egley as he's trying to stay within the slipstream and does pull out a little bit from Mason Moffitt's aero wash. But at the same time, I don't think a move was going to be made anytime soon.
No, it didn't look like he had a very good run out of there. I do not envy Mason's position here, being sandwiched between 2 front-engine monsters. That is probably not a fun situation to be in.
Tell us about that, Donovan. Or Anton?
No. Sorry, I'm bringing it up again. Anyway,
I'll tell you, it is not a fun time, dude. It's not a fun time.
Yeah, I bet. Trying to throw off Martin Smith. There's no way he's going to be doing anything here, but I've seen Justin do crazier things, so and somehow he often makes those crazy things work. We got a yellow flag. Yeah, DJ Watts.
Whoa!
Ooh. Did he hit that? We haven't talked about that curb yet. Was that a oh, the Ferrari kind of.
Oh, those are the leaders. There you go.
Curb. Yeah. That is a curb that can be deadly. I remember commentating a D5 race with Philip Mueller back in season 12, and that curb was very deadly for those D5 drivers. Obviously, these D2 drivers not finding that to be the case quite as much. D6 is more the deadly one. But
ooh, look at that, Justin up the inside of Martin Smith, and Martin Smith continues to bleed positions. Talked about those Audi tires not being the best, maybe a little bit affected from the blue flag ahead of them. And those flashers are coming out for Justin McKechnie. There they are.
They already have. Yeah. That's like the 3rd one. He did not waste any time.
You even see the lights in this
crimson
sunny
bat,
day,
sending it up the inside of Martin Smith as well.
Justin gets past the Mustang. Definitely big, to get past the car before turn 6 for your that livery. Oh man.
I suppose this is a blue flag.
It is.
He may have lifted.
Yes, I'm sure he did, and I'm sure he's lifting here.
The very interesting. Oh, nice parting gift. Thank you for getting out of the way mid-corner. Here's a little tap.
Oh man.
Jack, you're a funny man.
Somebody's got to be in here.
Okay, now. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I kind of just make noises that, you know, it's not exactly great commentating, but, you know, it's just a natural reaction. You know, if I'm getting hit off like that, that's I usually just go, ah!
Hands off the wheel, just scream.
Mm-hmm. There you go. It's like there's also a battle here. I think Renioki's been letting a lot of people by. I don't know what's going on there with Ren, but yeah, I mean, his team name's so mid-table. I guess he's just trying to remain mid-table. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We all know he's a
little
fast
lower
driver
than
too.
mid-table at the moment, but
Yeah, he could be just, you know, not feeling it, you know.
Oh yeah,
He
not
goes
feeling it,
between
Donovan?
Mercedes. Yeah, yeah. That's an old one.
That's a nice callback.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, the Mercedes. I think what was he in the Porsche last season? Or the BMW?
Yeah.
yes, he was.
Yes. Just in general, he was in both. Yeah, those are the three cars. I mean, he jumps around the most in, but I feel like he's most comfortable in the Porsche though.
Which is funny because I think the 992 sucks.
Yeah, I can't stand it.
Even though Bailey won last season.
Mercedes, though.
The Mercedes,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
but
don't know.
Mercedes is it's a good car in the right hands, right?
I'd prefer
It can
the
be
Mercedes.
very fast, and it's also annoying as heck to drive. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, Curtis Lee's yellow flagged. Nor, what happened?
Not going well for the love of Lexus guys, except for Ian, I guess. Ian's
The cab.
Ah,
The cab is quite troublesome for the driver.
true.
Doing a quick 360, yeah, absolutely. Quick call up from Ryan in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's agreeing with the driving night. Okay, I know exactly what is no! Or nor!
He did catch it, yeah, which that could be such a scary part to go around because it's so hard to recover from it, and it is a blind turn for the other drivers, so they have to be paying attention to their yellow flags, which, you know, sometimes doesn't happen.
Ruh-roh,
but-
Raggy, what happened here?
Oh, speaking of a bad spot to be.
Justin!
Oh, Justin.
Nice. That was a clean bump.
Send this
Spoken like
guy
a
to the
true
police
steward.
force, man. He can pull off pit maneuvers with ease and finesse. I know exactly what Bailey said. I think it was I was in a VC with him and Matt Higgs when that lore drop happened. So Matt Higgs, shout out to you. If you know, you know. Oh my god, I can't take it seriously, man. I just can't.
It's been one of those races.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pace spread, right? You know, you have cars all over the field.
Huge
A
amount.
couple of very close battles here, actually. Martin Smith is trying to get the position back from Crimson Bat. I believe Crimson Bat actually made an overtake on Martin Smith in the last lap. These two have been battling pretty close together, the two V10s. One probably a bit more mangled than the other, but Martin Smith is showing that he's got some pace still, trying to remain on the rear bumper of the Huracan Evo of Crimson Bat. Previously a pole sitter at Suzuka, of course, his races have not gone to plan from that point forward, but man's got some pace still nevertheless, so it's never too late to show it for the rest of the season. A couple more battles talking about this silver battle. Good. Oh, hold on. I think my microphone did an oopsie. as always. Jess Osborne trying to overtake Sean Leach into P11. Sean Leach having a pretty solid race for himself. Up, actually staying put where he was. Qualified 11th, staying 11th. Biggest movers, of course, though, being Ian Byron. Honestly, probably could have been further up in the mix. We have as well Sig SVG up 19 spots. Sean Curcio and Daniel Briles both starting, I believe, or both had quality bands up 14 spots. So really shows what kind of a race this is. It's a race of attrition, right? So it's, yeah, Laguna Seca, ladies and gentlemen.
It's quite the track, honestly.
Yeah.
It definitely provides some interesting situations. This has been a deadly race. And yeah, it definitely is no stranger to those kind of races.
Hello. Talking about this battle, looks like Sean Leach is a little bit wide after corkscrew. Jess Osborne gets by. Easy peasy.
Nice.
Squeezy. Easy lemon squeezy.
Yeah, that's it. Easy peasy squeezy.
I saw a little bit of battling going on here as well, side by side. And we're gonna try to go back as well between these two guys because they were fighting. There was an overtake attempt out, Crimson back going a little bit wide. That's how Martin Smith was invited to the outside of turn 3, which again, not where you want to be. The inside just has so much more grip, but you can carry more speed on the outside, get into power a little bit earlier, and becomes the outside again. And Crimson Bat is able to hold station, but Pablo Ferrer now not too far behind, or at least is closing a little bit further up. I think the gap is now 5.1 seconds. A little bit of fighting here. Steve Foster getting past Daniel Briles, but I wanted to point out the gap to P1 is now 1.7 seconds, so Mason Moffitt possibly starting to feel some tire deck. Last lap, half a second slower than Thomas Olhausen. And Tyler Egley is putting on the pressure. Both of those drivers now putting 24-1 as their previous last lap, so Thomas Olhausen is sitting exactly where he wants to be with 10 minutes to go. So we got a fight here still. Now Sean Leach, of course, not trying to lose any more positions than he has already to Jess Osborne. Now trying to defend from Walter Giovignoli. Tristan Zamora as well trying to fight through the field a little bit. There's a pass. Looks like Anthony Marrera had a bit of a moment, I believe. Yeah, going a little bit wide from turn 6, and it's going to invite Sean Curcio to get another spot up in the P19s. That's going to be 15 spots now for Sean Curcio. Now behind Sig SVG, who also started with a quali ban.
Quali ban the move around here?
Yeah, apparently.
Sure, maybe. Yeah, Danny, I can't even describe how ACC does the cameras sometimes. I mean, honestly, there is a track that we'll visit later on this season, Circuit of the Americas, one of my most favorite tracks. It's got some fantastic camera angles there, so we're not going to see too many mistakes there from the broadcasting point of view. Of course, working with what I got here, Helicam, TV1, TV2, a couple other cameras, but man, if I could control them, like it goes into the trees and just kind of moves a little bit, then yeah, it becomes a little bit annoying. But of course, not too many battles on track. Actually, DJ Watts getting past Jackson Thomas, so Lexus just having that necessary grunt to get past the driver. Oh, and that's going to be, I believe, a blue flag of... Who is that?
Is that fair?
Could be.
No, his teammate.
That's Vargas, I want to... Was that Vargas?
Vargas? Yeah, Vargas is still in the race. I'm surprised, actually.
Yeah.
Huh. So yeah, sitting at B33, getting out of the way for the drivers on the lead lap. With Tyler Egley's remaining super close to Mason Moffitt. I mean, look at the pole that he's gotten here. Also, we're going to try to set up a move for turn 1. I think that's going to be his best moment to do so. He can stay close through this corkscrew a bit because Mason's tires obviously have been going off now. The gap is 2.7 seconds, showing a little bit of nose up the inside there, Mason Moffitt. But then look at that, the gap just goes away. So really got to pick your battles here, Tyler. You got 7 minutes to go. Show us what you got.
Yeah, it's definitely not the turn that you want to go off too much because, I mean, as you were saying, like with other battles, you know, off the main line can be so slow here. So you want to be careful with where you send, you know, the dummy moves and stuff, because you could be just compromising your line way too much.
Yeah, and I think the start of this gap, which is now 3 seconds between Mason and Thomas Olhausen, it started because of a little attacking and defending, not quite side by side, but just enough to really slow them both down. And you already see on screen here Thomas Olhausen just kind of driving off into the distance as these two battle it out.
Yeah.
Mason's defending hard. It's going to actually invite Tyler to take the
Really
outside
hard.
line into turn 6, which is going to compromise Mason's exit. But I think Tyler's just a little bit too slow on exit there. Possibly could have lifted a bit earlier, made sure that the exit was more straight, as it would have been closer. But we know how confident he is on the brakes. Maybe a bit too confident there. Through corkscrew. Don't. Oh, I was hoping to a car that wouldn't bounce like we saw with Anthony Marrera earlier. But that's going to be definitely a relief for Mason, as the gap now is over a second. But Tyler does have the pace. Let's see if he can stick with him. Iris, I'm not racing. Why are you cheering me on? I'm just here. I'm just a guy watching these guys duke it out for P2. You know. Ooh, hold on.
You're racing in our hearts.
No.
Yeah.
What happened?
Here.
Oh, did I just see? I thought I just saw a car in the.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Oh,
he did the.
no.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. You just see him turn left when they should be turning right.
I'm sorry, Sean. The camera angle on that was just too funny.
It is. It's this. This track honestly has some of the craziest camera angles for shots like that. It's definitely no stranger to situations like that.
Would we
Oh,
call
really?
this track a highlight merchant?
Definitely a low light merchant.
Yeah.
Oh, brake mark is
Oh.
gone.
That looked like he was aiming for both of them. Hit one, make sure I hit the other one.
I don't. What? Tyler Egley is right on the back of Mason Moffitt already. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mason's tires are obviously not feeling too good. I mean, obviously he was the first one to pit out of these three. They're what, 3 laps older than Tyler Egley's tires, which are probably 2 or 3 laps older than Thomas's tires. So yeah, they're probably not feeling too good right now.
Weezy
Tyler
saying
did
the
pull
bet
up,
is on FanDuel between these two.
Well, what odds are we talking here?
I don't know. Good question.
I'm not placing bets unless I got some good odds. Beating the house with these odds? Probably not.
I mean, listen, the bop was wrong. Anything can happen with Tyler Egley and Mason Moffitt in the last 4 minutes to go. So,
Oh, going wide there. We got to be careful. It's easy to pick up track limits there. Surprisingly easy, because especially when a lot of times you feel
what
like
is happening with the server?
Somebody's going crazy on the leaderboards
That's
right now.
multiple
I can't-
people. I saw Ian Byron. I saw Willard Vargas flashing in and
See.
out.
yeah.
I see. For a second, I thought that was 585. I thought that was Jack Krause racing.
Give me another go.
I want my championship back, damn it!
Oh my gosh, yeah, there is some.
I hope it
Auto.
doesn't prematurely end the race, because I feel like this battle could go until the very last lap. I know Tyler's no stranger to sending it up the inside of Mason Moffitt, especially in the last corner, but it's gonna be about the setup, and that setup starts possibly 20 minutes ago. Well, there's a slow car ahead. It's gonna be Travis Fletcher, car on number 97, but Tyler Egley trying his best to just remain in the slipstream while not eating too much of the tire that he still has. And he also knows that Mason is struggling. I mean, the gap has been so narrow between these two for the entire race, and Tyler Egley's proven that he's got the pace, so let's see if he can do something with the pace and maybe use the blue flag as a sort of buffer here. Oh, is he gonna send it? No way. Oh, almost hits him there into the corkscrew. It just shows that Mason possibly not as confident on the brakes anymore. Tyler Egley trying to get past Mason Moffitt as soon as possible as we were ticking down to the 2-minute warning. Could call a timeout here if this was the NFL, or I guess the time would stop. However, we are green flag running. Thomas Olhan's going to cross the line. Oh no, Tyler Egley goes a little bit wide, and we talked about how he's trying to set up the move, and that's going to hurt him so much more than he wanted to go there. Thomas Olhausen does have 2 more laps to go.
I was just gonna point that out. It looks like maybe the server stabilized. I think things look to be stable. I'm worried that we did lose somebody because I was using Ian Byron as my reference. He's in 14th instead of 15th. I'm looking at, I can't notice anybody who got kicked off, but I was really trying to keep track of everybody, hoping nobody was got dropped from the server.
Uh-oh, we got a yellow flag here, and look, the leaders are coming up right behind him, so hopefully Thomas Olhausen doesn't get held up too much. Of course, blue flag is definitely playing a role in the decision, or the way that this race has been decided. That's Ramon Lorenzo off as well, car number 162. Thomas Olhausen is going to round the final corner for the penultimate time, as he's going to try to make quick work of Daniel Builes there. Pretty strong performance from him last week, of course, slapped with a couple penalties, putting him at a quali ban. There come the flashes from the GTR. It's going to be one more race lap for the leader, Thomas Olhausen, and right behind him, Mason Moffitt, 2.2 seconds back. Looks like Thomas is taking it a little bit easier. Last lap was a 25 dead, so 9/10 slower than Mason Moffitt. Maybe he's got a few issues of his own to nurse to the end of the race. Maybe he's got some track limit warnings. Dare I say, a last-minute drive-through would strike the hearts to top 3.
No, don't say that. That's my fantasy driver.
Commentator's curse incoming!
No, you leave him alone.
We are going to stay with him for the time being. Just make sure that he gets through clean. There you see Mason Moffitt. You can see him in his mirrors now. Yellow flag ahead, car number 521 as well in the corkscrew. I hope that doesn't spell for any danger for the leaders here. Let's hop on board with the leader. As the time ticks down to 0, of course, race is over and the car is stopped on the side of the road. I believe he is waiting for everybody else to come past, which, in retrospect, as a steward, as the 3 of us are, good stuff. One more time running the final corner. Hold on, Mason Moffitt's gone wide. What?
What?
You had 2 corners to go!
2 corner. That is heartbreaking for Mason Moffitt.
Thomas Olhausen crosses the line as a winner. Tyler Egley at the dead of the race takes P2. And Mason Moffitt, you gotta feel for him. I don't know what happened there. Let's go back 30 seconds. Looks like... Oh no, he touches the curb.
Man.
You don't touch that curb 42 times, and on the 43rd time it bites you.
Yeah, that is a shame. He definitely fought well that race.
You know, we're still in the replay, but it's going to be ticking down. Law driver still crossing the line. Thomas Olhausen is a race winner. Look at what he's doing. Of course, taking the reconnaissance lap, pushing the track limits. No DT is going to affect his race result now. He's sitting pretty in P1. And I imagine he's super excited to be back in the booth because it's been a while since this man has been on the podium.
Yeah. He and Byron, I don't know if anybody left the server, but P13 is huge for starting in the pit lane. That is massive.
Absolutely. But yeah, heartbreaking finish there for Mason Moffitt. And that's going to be a couple more drivers still rolling around. I think let's see. It's kind of hard to get them on camera, but
I think the last one just came across.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah. I wonder why the races look like. Anyway, we're gonna head over to the intermission screen. ACC and Laguna just always having some kind of qualm with each other. Not really sure what's going on, but honestly, I'm really glad that Glad there were no server hiccups today because Laguna is definitely no stranger to some wonky starts, some great, some very great and not so great moments have happened at Laguna in the past. But what a thrilling race! Thomas Olhausen. Maybe, I mean, I don't think the win was ever out of the question, but you could say he was in it to win it, and I mean, he was just quite fortunate with the blue flags. You know, Mason having to battle Tyler in the first stint. I mean, from out of nowhere, Thomas Olhausen winning that race. I mean, can we get a number rating? What are we thinking? We're grading that race.
I mean, I think he played that perfectly. I think he took advantage of the free track when he had it. That is so valuable around here. So I don't know if he knew that the others were dealing with traffic, but I think he just saw that he didn't have to, so he took advantage of that. So I guess we'll see when we get him in the booth.
Yeah, in terms of score for race itself, I'd give it a good 7, 8. I had a great time watching it for all of the chaos and great battles. In terms of Thomas Olhausen's strategy, definitely a 9 or 10. That was very clean. Found his spot, as you said, Donovan, and just put in some good laps while Mason and Teller had to deal with traffic. Came out right with them, was patient, seized an opportunity, and just secured it from there. Very clean.
But we obviously didn't even mention Kreska. I mean, possibly could have been a favorite to win this race as well. We talked about how the Bop was quite more in favor in the race for the BMW drivers, or not even in favor. It's just correct, right? So the BMWs were looking fast. Thomas Olhausen, of course, had the lighter car this time and was able to use that to capitalize on the race pace. Thank you for deleting that message, whoever that was. Appreciate that. It was definitely not getting acknowledged.
Sorry.
But it is about that time for interviews. We're going to bring in our maybe not as happy P3 finisher, Mason Moffat. Welcome to the booth. I mean, first and foremost, you were in it to win it from the very start, and then things just kind of started piling on top of each other. Talk us through the last, honestly, 10 minutes. I mean, that was difficult to grasp what was happening.
Well, just defending, and then I make a slight miscalculation, second to last corner, and
Hey, chin up though. Chin up. You're still leading the championship, of course. Your main competitor, Coach Jeffries, indefinitely out for the remainder of the season, or until maybe some shipping comes into play with fixing the pedals. But at the moment, sitting very, very nicely in the championship lead. Of course, I would be gutted. I know you're gutted for losing that P2, but I mean, talk about quality, because I know we had the wrong Bop. Must have been a bit weird to see that. Got a couple supporters, Wheezy in the chat, feeling out for you, losing that spot. But yeah, I mean, Tyler Egley, what a lap. Tell us how you were feeling when you saw a Silver Driver take pole.
Well, I said in the chat, I don't remember what I said, but I was surprised at it. And then I thought that there was maybe going to be somebody like Olhausen that would take it from him. But my first lap put me like P10 or something, and now I'm moving like 3/10. So I'm thinking, I'll get put up to like P4 or 5, and I got put up to P2. Kreska got a faster lap, but yeah, it was better quality than I thought it would be.
How's the ankle feeling?
It's not bad. I figured out a way to accelerate properly. Instead of using my ankle, I just use my whole leg. So
there you go.
A bit harder, but
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to value our health and safety over anything else. So I was comparing your sprained ankle to a Michael Jordan flu game at the start of the race. So there you go. I mean, P3 is still mega result. How do you feel about, this is a fan question from Michael Nick Wieserson, your old title rival. How do you feel about the T-Wolves getting drubbed by the San Antonio Spurs?
Wait, was that tonight?
I believe it's happening right now.
Oh no, not good.
Oh.
But Anthony Edwards is a dog. Great.
Let's check
he's
up
a
on the
certified
score.
demon.
Oof! It is 59
Oh,
to
no.
35 entering halftime, so not
Hey,
not
they're
great.
still gonna win. It's gonna be a comeback. It's gonna be a
I
comeback.
don't know. Well, listen,
Watch it happen.
comeback or not, I mean your performances this season, Donovan mentioned, has been top form. I'm expecting you to be up there. If you don't get promoted to D1, before next week. But yeah, guys, any questions for a P3 finisher?
Well, I just have to say, if they mention anything, all he has to do is pull up Bailey from last season.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Nuh-uh. Also, all of the races have been very close.
They have been. They've been entertaining. Yeah, great job. Defending. That could be so tough around here. So yeah, just great job. You still great points for the championship. You're still sitting in a great spot. So
Yeah, thank you.
Mason, what were you thinking in terms of strategy for this race? So we saw you go in pretty early. Were you looking to undercut Tyler?
Not gonna lie, I had no idea of strategy, and then Kreska pitted. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pit too then. And then I pitted, and then I undercut him, which is good.
Do you know what happened to Kreska?
I was looking at the chat. Did he hit the wall? Pit entry got a lag.
You should definitely look at the stream when it
Flashbacks
comes up.
to Snetterton on my rookie year.
Yeah, it was. I think I've never seen anything like it before. Because I was like, oh, you got past Mason Moffat in a P2? Bonk.
Oh,
Yeah,
I would describe it as an aggressive meeting with the barrier.
perhaps a
aggressive
premature
meeting
meeting
with
with the wall.
ouch.
Yeah, but again, fantastic job. Don't want to take too much away from your race result. P3 is still mega. Any shouts before we send you back down?
Yes. I want to shout out Coach Jeffries because he can be here and he's out for a bit. But it was great racing him for the first 2 rounds, and hopefully I get to race with him in the future. And then also it's Mother's Day weekend, so shout out to my mom.
Thanks for reminding me I need to get her something. Oof.
Nice.
Shout out to all the moms out there, especially GB3's mom. Yeah, we're gonna send you back down, Mason. Fantastic job today.
All right, have a good night.
Yikes. Yeah, Mother's Day this weekend. Feel free to shoot me any suggestions.
Any ideas?
Yeah, because I'm not around to, bring flowers on the front door. It's rough out here. Anyway,
Time to ship some stuff over.
yeah, true. We got Amazon Prime for that. All right, we're gonna bring in. Where is Tyler Egley? There he is. All right, Tyler Egley. I'm getting tired of interviewing you, man. 3rd time this season, and I mean, this time it's a killing 2 birds, 1 stone kind of thing, right? Silver podium in general, or your silver win, and on the podium. I mean, quite lucky there for qualifying. With the incorrect bop. Did you feel like the car was faster than in practice?
I didn't really notice any differences. I don't know. I just was trying to put down a decent lap. I didn't feel like I was helped at all, but obviously I was, whether I knew it or not. So no actual changes how the car felt.
I was going to say, even with the lighter car, you had the advantage, of course, at the start of the race, but you were still hanging with the front guys. I mean, if this is a wake up call to the Evans to put you in gold, I don't know what else would be. Definitely showed the pace today. I mean, honestly, I would have taken you to win the race. Maybe if you definitely had the consistency. I think I'm expecting to see you not only just challenge for top 5s, maybe even podiums in the future. But I mean, fantastic job today, of course. P2, quite lucky at the end there. It was a hard fought battle. I mean, talk us through strategy. I know, Jack, probably gonna be your question, but probably the most pressing one of this podium situation, because you had the 2nd freshest tires. So talk us through that.
Well, I was at the start. I was able to keep everybody behind me, and it was working pretty well enough that the 2 other drivers in second and third decided to pit at like 40 minutes left in the race, which I kind of figured was too early with how hot the tires were getting. So I waited until about like 36 or 37 minutes, and then I went ahead and pit, and then kept it in my head for the whole time that, you know, Moffitt, even if he got ahead of me, which he did, I would have the better tires at least by, you know, 2 or 3 laps. Hopefully. It didn't, he was able to stay ahead of me towards the end of the race, so it didn't really matter. And then that mistake, you know, here in second, he should have had second, but always got to keep in mind somebody's going to mess up at some point.
Yeah, you had great consistency to stay onto the back of Mason. I mean, Laguna Seca is just one of those tracks that's so difficult to overtake. But next week, we do go to the Temple of Speed, where Ford doesn't have the luxury of no restrictor plates, but it's also in the wet. So how are you feeling about that?
Get through turn 1, qualify decent, don't crash. That's what I said last week, and worked out for me well this week. So,
damn right, P2 worked a tree, right? So, yeah, guys, any questions for a P2 finisher?
No, I don't think so. I think you covered it all, but yeah, nice job on the you know, keeping it together in that battling. It could be difficult in a train like that to keep it together and keep it out of the sausage curbs. It was a shame with the traffic. You know, that strategy could have definitely worked out differently with the traffic. Was that a thought at all when you were doing you know, when you came in when you did?
Traffic, not really. Obviously, it didn't help me at one point. I got a decent gap between Moffitt and I when he was able to get ahead of somebody else who hadn't pit yet. That hurt me, but at the end of the day, it still kind of ended up evening out because him and Olhausen, Olhausen started battling, so I was able to get up behind that train again. But I couldn't make any move work against Moffitt really. So yeah, not really a thought on the strategy.
So how do you feel about your potential upgrade from silver to gold? Obviously, you've been very competitive, and I think that your race pace is definitely worthy of fighting for the top spot. And obviously, the change in number plate is not going to change that. But does that affect you mentally at all? Were you looking at the silver championship wholeheartedly, or are you just going to keep fighting like you have been?
Not gonna change anything. I was surprised again they didn't move me up for this week. I had to check it when we got into the server just to make sure they didn't switch at the last second, and I went out for the wrong qualifying. But yeah, I mean, even if I was gold, I still would have been here talking to you guys. So we'll see what they do. I wouldn't be surprised if they switch it.
I would bet my life savings that you're going to be gold next week. Just saying.
Yeah.
Unless there's some kind of admin tamper. I mean, it's not really going to mess with fantasy standings at all. But Tyler, you've been absolutely rapid this week and this season. I look forward to seeing you probably on the podium a couple more times this season. Like I said, I would bet a lot of money that you're going to be on there. So really nice to see you continue to improve. Any shouts you want to make before I send you back down?
Shout out to Moffitt. I felt for him when he messed up at that second last corner. He's a very good driver, and I was, I'll admit I was celebrating a little bit at first, and then I was like, man, if I was him, I'd be so mad right now. So,
oh yeah,
good race to him, and thank you guys again.
Appreciate you. Well, have a good night, man. Fantastic job today.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things in the booth. Obviously, you know, we're out here, we're competing, we're trying to win the race, and when something like that happens, yeah, you're happy because you get another spot, but you know, you also know that there's another human on the other side of that, right? So it's yeah, tough for Mason, good for jubilation for Tyler, but even more so jubilation for Thomas Olhausen. Welcome to the booth. How long has it been, man? I mean, like, it's gotta be over a season now.
Oh, definitely over a season. Because last season was it's a Honda, I believe. Yeah, and there was nothing happening in that season. Let me tell you. But
Well,
this one
yeah.
was shaky. Oh my goodness, this was a crazy battle. Yeah, I mean, I was doing the quali laps and 0.3 off my time when I just set 3.2s in a row, and now I'm only doing 0.5, 0.6. Like, I told my engineer, I'm like, hey, something's wrong with the car. Something's up. I don't know what it is. And we go to race, and still just jumped right off the bat, right off the gate. There goes the Audi. I'm like, yeah, something's really wrong with the car. You got to fix this. And he's like, I don't have any idea what it is. And I'm like, well, we're just gonna keep driving. We're gonna have to change things. So yeah, it was stay consistent and get them on the strategy. And luckily for me, they were so far ahead they didn't even think about me, I would imagine. So Mason ended up doing the let's try the undercut move, and goes in like 48 minutes left in the race, and then Iglia tries to I think he tries to stop it at 2 or 3 laps into it, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna stay out. My tires are good. We'll just keep going. And yeah, it worked out. I popped out right next to Mason, and like, yeah, his tires are cooked. If I could just hang out with him for a little while, everything will be good. And I don't know what happened with blue flags ahead of me again, and there was some bumping, and get around him on the last corner and stayed ahead for the rest of the race. And engineer came back on. He's like, hey, yeah, just so you know, you had 15 extra kilos in the car, and I had jettisoned them at some point during the race. I can't tell you when, but at some point, I finally got rid of that extra weight. So,
yeah, we made an analogy during the race that a couple guys went out to a grocery trip to Erewhon, got some ice packs for the scorching hot track temps today, and then they all melted. So
that's what it was. I knew it. It was the beer in the back. I had to get the ice. I never took it out, and it melted. Now it went out. Oh, see, now it makes perfect sense.
Drats. Well, we got to remember it for next time.
Wow, that was wild, though. I cannot believe that race. I mean, I look up, it's 18 minutes left. I'm just going, why is it so much longer? Why is it not done yet? 15 minutes. Nope, still going.
Yeah, it was. Laguna is one of those races where it just keeps on going. Did you have any track limit troubles? Because I noticed that on the last couple laps, the gap came down a little bit, maybe just a couple moments to turn 6.
Had a couple blue flag things happen, but then I was definitely taking it easy just so I didn't eat a curb. I set my car up to hit curbs all day long, but I wasn't going to test my luck. But no track limits the entire race, no warnings, everything was a valid lap.
That
was the consistency part.
For. Yep.
Yeah, I knew I had to be consistent in order to be even competitive up there with those guys, because they just walked away, and it's like, wow, this is gonna be tough.
Yep. I mean, you pretty much answered all the questions that I would have asked you. But in the meantime, guys, any questions for Race Winner?
I do have one question. Did you ever consider the traffic when you were deciding on your strategy? I asked that to Tyler, because they were caught up in all sorts of traffic. Were you considering that at all? Because
I only was going to do it if I saw the traffic was going to be impeding me before going up the hill. And every time I got to somebody, they pit. And I was like, okay, I'll just keep staying out. And I wanted to get somewhere around the 35-minute mark. And luckily, I was able to make it all the way to 35 minutes. But yeah, it was, okay, if they're going to impede me and I see it coming, I'm going in. One, I think, happened. They ended up going off track and slow in front of me for a little while. So that was unfortunate because I couldn't see that coming. But yeah, it was in the back of my mind, but I knew that I needed the tires at the end of the race compared to how early both of them pit. Yeah.
Yep, masterfully executed strategy, I think. I mean, the overcut proved to be good, especially like you said with the cars pitting in front of you. So why not just keep going, right? The tires are fine. Nissan kind of takes care of them quite well. So especially in these hot temps, definitely pays dividends as the race goes on. Any shots from your end, Thomas? It's been a while. So
definitely my teammate, because my mind was wandering the entire first half of the race, and he's like, just chill, you've got the pace, you're consistent, we got this. And he kept me cool the rest of the race, so I got to give him the shout out of the days.
When you said that, I even heard that in his voice, sir.
Yeah, me too.
Like I could picture him saying it.
Well, he's a great teammate, so I'm lucky to have him.
Kind of actually talking about that, you guys, I believe finished P1 and P4, further extending your lead in the team championship. I mean, obviously it came down to the wire with you versus Brian Anderson and Matt Higgs a couple seasons back. Is it redemption time? Is this the season?
This is the season. We're gonna do everything we can, but obviously it's gonna be a tough battle the entire time. There's a lot of fast people.
Yeah, damn right. And I mean, this season's far from over, of course, rounding out to the halfway point next week. Wet Monza, quick question about that. How are you feeling about a wet track? I know that your last race win actually came at a wet Suzuka. So
I enjoy wet tracks. Gonna have to put in a lot of pace on this one, a lot of laps to make sure I'm consistent with it. Monza's not my greatest, but I think we can pull it off. I think we can get at least a top 10. We'll see if we could get higher than that.
More consistent finishes like this will spell success in the team championship. I'll tell you that much. I mean, you guys are nursing into consistency, so yeah. All right. Well, give us a hello to Philip, because he's always great. Nice to have him also in the commentator team. So quick shout out to him on behalf of me and the commentator team. But yeah, we're gonna send you back down. A fantastic job again today, Thomas.
Outstanding. Thank you. Appreciate all you guys do. So we'll see the race in a little bit.
Nice. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. All right. That's going to close out the stream. Of course, we just had a glance at the team standings. Those will be updated for next week. But Wet Monza, don't go anywhere, of course. We got a crazy race next week. It's going to be more, I assume, filled with more incidents.
Hopefully not more than today. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I'm dreading looking at lap 1 at turn 6 today.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Yeah.
Well, on behalf of the entire team commentating for D2, thank you so much for watching. Jack, thank you for joining me, Donovan, as well. My goats. Look forward to seeing you guys in chat next week. Of course, we stream over on Twitch and on YouTube for Division 2, and of course, as well, Division 4 on YouTube at the same time on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. And on Tuesdays, we do Race Division 1 over on Twitch and on YouTube, dual streams like Division 2 does. And D3 as well is featured on YouTube at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you do enjoy SRA content, be sure to check those guys out. Both have fantastic commentating teams as well. And yeah, I mean, it's a fresh race for every single time you watch it. So appreciate you guys. Have a good rest of your evening.
When I was just a new driver, I asked Coach Jeffries, what will I be? Will I be speedy? Will I crash out? Here's what